Hey, what's up, Flippa masterclass people? My name is Brad Gosse. I'm a super seller on Flippa. Have been on Flippa actually been with Flippa since before they were Flippa, back when they were SitePoint. So my account is I think almost 10 years old at this point. I bought my first site on Flippa 10 years ago. It was a small, cheap turnkey site, and I kind of got the bug and really got excited for how this whole platform and how everything kind of worked, and never looked back. Although over that 10 years, I probably didn't focus on Flippa as hard as I should have. Only in the last couple of years have I really been, sort of killing it with Flippa. I've done about 270 grand in sales in the last couple of years. My most recent large sale that I did was a site called fpcurator.com. We sold it for $70,000. It was a 6-month-old website. My partner had launched it on JVZoo. It was a fan page, a Facebook fan page curation tool designed for people who run, admins that run Facebook pages, of which there's like 50 million of them, I think. So it's a pretty lucrative marketplace. So I got my start online as an adult entertainment webmaster in the late 1990s, and I spent a lot of time in that vertical. I got out of that space in about 2007, and now I focus most of my time on mainstream. To tell you a little bit about why I like Flippa, I like it because they bring so many buyers to the table. I can't find that many buyers through paid clicks or any other advertising medium. I'm glad to give up the 10% success fee and all the fees that they charge, because ultimately I can't spend that same amount of money and get that same result in terms of number of bidders or sale, volume or anything like that. So they really are, one of the best platforms. One of the questions they told me to answer for this was to give, what one piece of advice or strategy would I give to other sellers, and there's actually quite a few. The big one is you've got to take care of your buyers. I mean, this year, just recently, I had a bad review. I had 100% success rate. I trumpeted that, and I was really proud of it. And then we had a guy who bought a site from us, really low-priced site, one of the cheapest sites I sold. In fact, it makes up 1% of my total volume, under 1% of my total volume. It was a $1,900 site. And the guy just decided he wasn't happy. He didn't reach out to us. He didn't give me an opportunity to fix anything. He just went in, gave me a bad review, said the site didn't work, and I couldn't reach the seller. And I even have a history, showing that we transferred the domain to him, and then he went silent. And we've been trying to reach him to say, hey, let's get this fixed, and let's get you back on track. He's not responding. So once in a while you're going to get some negativity, and negativity comes in a number of forms. And as a seller, it's really easy to get caught up in that negativity, to bury your head in the sand and to not want to deal with it. And that's just one form of negativity. I've been dealing with negativity for quite a while on Flippa. The other place that it comes from is comments. The commenters that leave, in my experience, the people who leave comments are usually people who don't bid. These are suspicious people. In fact, I've had people come into the comment section who literally just had a vendetta with Flippa. For every person who's successful, there are several people who don't believe that your success is genuine, or want to take down that success. So the comment section of your website listing is going to be sometimes a difficult place, because the people who are there have, they're struggling with their own belief systems and the way that they look at the world, and they think that you're up to no good, because maybe you've had a successful sale, or maybe this one's going really well and they tried to sell one and it didn't go well for them, so they're trying to take you down. My best advice is to deal with those comments accordingly. It's easy to get angry. I get angry sometimes when I see negative comments, but ultimately I realize most of these people aren't bidders. Most of these people don't bid on anything. They just go in and leave negative comments. And one of the things I do is I search their name, their username, and flippa.com on Google, and I'll find, there have been in other listings leaving lots of negative comments. And that's what I'll respond with. I'll say, hey, I noticed that you spend a lot of time leaving negativity in other people's Flippa listings. So maybe if you spent that time focusing on your business, you wouldn't be so upset and unsuccessful. So, understand that when you put up a public auction, you're going to deal with a certain amount of heat. There'll be some negativity, especially if your site's doing really well. FP Curator is a great example. We sold it for $70,000, and so many people were coming in saying, I don't believe your numbers. I think you're lying about your stats. Just a lot of, in fact, breaking the comment rules. I left them in. I argued with them. I bantered with them back and forth, and I let the buyers that I dealt with see how I dealt with those comments. And in fact, some of the people who were bidding above $50,000 hit me up privately to tell me, I really like the way you deal with the commenters, and I wished I could click like on some of your comments because I really liked how you handled these people. So don't be afraid of the negativity, and embrace it, because there will be some. When you put up a public auction like this, you're going to have a certain amount of negativity. So that's, you know, the best piece of advice I can give you there. And then another piece of advice I'll give you is, when you launch a listing, early on, right? Let's say you want to sell something for $70,000. We started the bidding at $1 on this website. We had a reserve, but we started the bidding at $1. So what happens at $1? People will actually message you to decide whether or not they want to bid that $1 or $5 or $10 or $20 or $50, these small numbers, okay? You have to deal with those people and treat them just as seriously as the people who you want to bid $70,000. So, you know, when you're doing these kinds of listings and it's small and someone's like, look, my budget's only $500, you have to talk to that person as if their budget's $500,000. Because you don't know how high they're really going to go. Some people will tell you what their budget is, and then they're actually willing to bid much, much higher than that. So you have to treat everyone with the same amount of respect, and give them all the answers that they want and be polite to them. And if someone says to you, my budget's only $500, don't reply and say, well, you're not going to win this because I'm trying to get 70 grand for this website. Treat them with the same respect. They will, you know, even if they don't bid above that $500, you need their bids to carry your site to the next level. So treat everyone with the same amount of respect. Again, my name's Brad Gosse. I'm a super seller. Feel free to look me up. You can hit me up on Facebook or Twitter if you have any questions. I'd be happy to help. Good luck with your first auction or your next auction or whatever it might be, and I wish you success.